Your car is spying on you, and today's question is, how far is too far? It's no secret in this country and in this world, data acquisition, or data collection rather, is huge business. It happens every day with our cell phones. I mean, companies are constantly vying to get our business, and they use our search history, so on and so forth, to collect data to promote products that suit the things that we look up. I get it, right? Well, for the context of this video, I'm going to be talking about a video that I watched about 4 months ago from a really good buddy of David and myself, Greg's Airplanes and Automobiles YouTube channel. Now, as you know, this is coming to you as an automotive enthusiast. We do testing on all different types of vehicles, from late model stuff like David's Ecoboost Mustang to my old truck Casper and anything in between. So I was watching his video about 4 months ago, and I didn't really put much thought into it at the time, but I thought it was very intriguing. And so I'm going to insert some clips into this as to why the relevance to us in the automotive community. It appears that your car really is spying on you, and it's doing things and reporting that information back to the manufacturer so that they can sell that information to third-party companies. Let's take a look at a little clip from Greg's video.
But what I want to talk about is what I'm going to call the surveillance aspect of the car. And I wrote down a few notes here on a cheat sheet so I wouldn't get the details wrong. The owner's manual for this car has over 550 pages. I seriously doubt most people read that. It mentions the word data over 230 times. And there are several types of data that it monitors, collects, stores, sends to Ford in some cases. And these types of data are, I'm just reading from my list, service data, event data, settings data, entertainment data, mobile device data, we're coming back to that one, and emergency call data. Now, the only one of these that it specifically states in the manual, at least as far as I found, remember 551 pages, I could be missing stuff here, so I should say this is all my opinion. But the only one of those that it mentions specifically in the manual that is only going to be triggered in the event of an accident is event data. It's looking at a lot of this other stuff all the time. And again, it can report this stuff back to Ford. Well, the car knows that too, because it has a camera that reads the speed limit sign. So if the speed limit is normally 65, but it's 35 right now, the car knows that the speed limit dropped, and it knows how fast you're going, and it stores this data. And it says in no uncertain terms, well, I say no uncertain, you can read the owner's manual for yourself. The way I read it is it says in no uncertain terms that Ford will provide that data when it's requested by law enforcement.
But wait, it gets better. Let's take a look at another clip from the same video.
And it's not just speeding. It records everything about you. When you wore your seatbelt, rates of acceleration, how hard you're cornering, just everything. The car can potentially sell you out. I'm not saying that's happening right now. In fact, as far as I know, it's not. The other type of data that they collect that I want to talk about is data from your cell phone, your personal data. And again, this is extremely clear in the manual. Go in there and read it for yourself. This is not, Greg's theory about what the car does. It says in the manual very specifically that they track and read your phone calls and text messages. Ford knows who you called, when you called. The car shares your entire cell phone contact list. This is assuming that your phone has been connected to the car at some point. It shares your entire cell phone contact list, which seems strange to me. As an example, I have a grandson who's a teenager, and he's in my contact list on my cell phone. So if I connect my phone to this car, Ford has my grandson's phone number. He didn't agree to that, and he's a minor. I don't understand how this can be legal. Even though I understand that by buying the car, I agree to all these terms and everything. But there are other people involved here that didn't agree to this. So I find this very strange. Not doubting it's somehow legal, just saying I don't think it's right.
What'd you think about that? Once you're finished with this video, I highly recommend you going over to his channel, and he is very good at explaining the ins and outs of what he does. Greg is very good narrator, top-notch guy. In fact, we're doing work with him on David's Ecoboost Mustang, developing some turbo parts. So yeah, but I thought it was very interesting in what he learned when he purchased that 2024 Mustang. And does the instruction manual need to be over 550 pages long? Think about that. And does these auto manufacturers actually need all of the data that they're collecting? And so I seen that video and I kind of let it go to the wayside until yesterday. I'm just scrolling through my news feed, and I happened to see where a guy from Florida is suing General Motors for releasing his data to his insurance company, causing his premiums to go up based on his driving style. Now, if this doesn't sound a three alarm fire, I don't know what does. So let's think about this for just 1 second. You go to the dealership, you purchase a new vehicle, you sign on the dotted line. A lot of fine print. You don't really take the time to read the fine print. You're just wanting to get out of the dealership. And then when you finally get into your new vehicle, the first thing you do is connect your cell phone to that vehicle. And in fact, when you do that and you click accept on the screen, no one ever bats an eye as to what you're really accepting. I mean, I'm guilty of that. Every time I've downloaded a new app on my cell phone, I have to accept, and it wants access to my contacts and to my photographs and things of that sort. And that's something that I've done not really thinking about it until now, and how it can be a total invasion of our privacy. Now, maybe I'm late in thinking about this, but for me, on the automotive aspect, I go buy this brand new sports car, this EcoBoost Mustang I'm going to use as an example. Do I really want the manufacturer knowing how many times I go wide open throttle? Do I want them knowing that, yes, I'm a responsible driver and I decide to get out on a country road and decide to just open it up a little bit, and then have them report that said information to my insurance company? Or worse yet, who's to say down the road it doesn't get reported to law enforcement? Now, I know that this may sound like conspiracy theory stuff, but this is reality. The facts back it up. You can see that it's already been turned over to insurance companies and the guys suing the manufacturer. But where is the limit on where this ends? Now, I don't know. I don't know what their intended goal for this is, but if I buy a performance vehicle, I don't want that type of information getting released. Now, there will be people out there who say, Andy, I don't do anything wrong in my vehicle, so I have nothing to hide. And the point of this is, that's the wrong way to look at it. By you doing everything right, it doesn't give these companies carte blanche into your life and your privacy, your conversations, your contacts, all of your driving habits, where you go, where you've been, where you're going to go, how long you stay at these places. And so it just got me to thinking that we're in a constant state of surveillance, and that's concerning to me. You know, I daily drive a 2003 Crown Vic, and thank goodness it doesn't have any of that. My wife has the newer car, the 2017 Ford Explorer. And the thing about it is, I do not know how far this goes back in technology that this reporting actually takes place. It may be something that's just a few years old. I don't know. But the point of this video is for you, the viewer, who may be looking at buying a new vehicle. When you go to the dealership and you're going to purchase this vehicle, ask these questions and find out if there's a way to disable these features. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know. But for me, as a society and the automotive community as a whole, we really need to be asking one question. How far is too far? Are you willing to go to sacrifice your privacy, the things that you do, the conversations you have, your driving habits, all of the above, for the sake of just saying that you actually own this car? Which brings me to my last point. Do you actually own this car that you're supposedly purchasing? Or is this just a think tank or an experiment for manufacturers to have to collect data for you? So makes me wonder if you actually even own the car, if they're doing all this to you after you've purchased it. So I just want to leave you with those final thoughts, and hopefully that this makes you ask the question in your personal life: how far are you willing to give up your freedoms for the sake of your daily transportation? So until next time, this is Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage. I will catch you later.